Hi everyone, it's Tanya from Tanya Kraus Horsemanship here, and what we're going to talk about for this week's Building a Citizen session in the series is us, the person. So we're about halfway through the series, which is a series I've put together of things that are just basically make your horse a citizen to handle. You know, being able to worm him, float him, tie him up, pick up his feet, spray him with a spray bottle, and be able to do those things while preserving the confidence in the horse is something that we need to take the time to train our horses, and it's going to set them up for the rest of their life, because all of those things in this Building a Citizen series are things that are going to happen regularly throughout our horse's life and repeatedly through our horse's life. So that's the reason I put the series together. And this week we're about halfway through, and I thought to myself, you know, we're always talking about the horse and we're always talking about what we expect of him. So I just wanted to cover what some of the attributes are that we need to have to be a citizen ourselves, to be a good horse owner and a good horse trainer. Because if we own a horse, the fact is we're trainers, whether we, think that way or not. Every interaction that we have with our horse, we're either taking away from or adding to his training. So some of the key points that we need to think about when we're handling our horses is how we need to behave so we can become the trusting person that he needs us to be. He wants us to be a good leader. He wants to be able to trust us. And so what I'm going to talk about are just a couple of the things, probably 5 of the things that we need to be aware of when we're working with our horses. The number one thing that we need to be aware of is our consistency and being consistent. Being consistent is going to ensure to your horse that he's got the same person every single day. So you need to leave your stuff at the gate, whether you're running late, whether you're, had a bad day at work or whatever it is. You need to be consistent in your approach to your horse, and you need to be consistent in the way that you train him. So if one day you've decided, I'm going to do treat training today, and then tomorrow you're going to do a punishment because he's done something wrong, and then the next day you're going to use a different method, then all of those inconsistencies add up and make our horse quite worried because he doesn't know what to expect or what to anticipate. So picking a method of training and the way that you want to communicate with your horse and sticking to it is going to ensure that he gets confident about who he's dealing with every single day. The next thing that we need to do when we're interacting with our horses is remain calm and patient with them. It doesn't go to plan every single time, and definitely doesn't go to plan when we're training a new thing to a young horse especially. And we need to remain patient. We need to understand that he doesn't know what we're trying to teach him. And, he's really probably trying to get along with you. He's really trying to do his best. And we need to remain patient and not lose our patience when it comes to our horses. When we lose our patience, it does worry our horses, and that's an inconsistency that pops up. So he doesn't understand it. It doesn't make sense to him. So remaining patient and calm during the training process is going to make sure that your training goes a lot further. The next thing is empowering yourself with knowledge. Continued learning is something that I'm really passionate about, and it's something that I do myself. I'm always attending clinics or seminars or reading books or watching DVDs or whatever it is that we do. I'm constantly on the hunt for new information, and to be reminded of the information that I've maybe forgotten about, or tools that I have pushed to the side for whatever reason. And it's always good to have that refreshment. So empower yourself with knowledge and understand that not every horse is going to be the same. Number 4 is leave your ego at the gate. So your ego is what is going to really mess with situations. Your ego is what starts to say to you, oh, don't let him win. Don't let him get away with that. It's that sort of language that makes us really sort of go into fight mode with our horses and go into battle with our horses. So leaving our ego at the gate and really bearing in mind, look, he's probably just trying to get along with me. And sometimes that is not what is presented to us. Sometimes the horse might get, a little worried and kick out or strike out or something like that. Just because he's doing things that you consider to be fighting doesn't mean that you have to engage with that. You need to disengage that situation and move on. Setting the horse up for success. So this is number 5, and it's the final one that I want to talk about. Making sure that you've got all your ducks in a row before you are attempting something with the horse. So I use this as an example on one of my Monday night live shows, and the example that I used was, if you're taking a horse to the beach for the first time, make sure that he's in work. Don't go and pull him out of the paddock. He's never been to the beach before. He hasn't been ridden or worked for a month, and all of a sudden you're going to put him in a completely new environment that's pretty confrontational, quite stressful, and expect him to be fine. So if you want him to be successful in whatever it is that you're putting in front of him, you need to set him up for that. So, ride him in the areas that he is confident before you set off to the beach in the preceding weeks. So he's in work, he's in listening mode, he understands about the training regime, and then the only thing that changes is, oh, we're at the beach today. Whereas if you pull him out of the paddock, he goes, well, I haven't been being ridden, I haven't been being trained, I haven't been being worked. So what's the difference with today? And whoa, where are we? What's happening now? So setting our horses up for success is really important. Having the attributes and being the person that we need to be for our horses in order to get the best out of our horses or the best out of us and our relationship is something that we do have to be mindful of. It's probably something that we don't think of as often as we need to. Often, when I start talking about things like this, we might have conversations with people and they'll think, I didn't even think of who I needed to be for my horse, because we're completely conditioned to the fact of, oh, we can change the horse, we can improve the horse, that we can train the horse, we can educate the horse. And sure, we might educate ourselves with some, with a bit of knowledge, or, get lessons or go to courses, but do we take the time to actually think, who am I? How do I interact with my horse? Am I consistent? Am I calm? Am I patient? Do I think about what I'm doing, or do I just head out to the paddock and say, oh, nice sunny day, let's go for a beach ride, without thinking about where my horse's head's at? Not every horse is the same, and certainly there is no cookie cutter, this is going to work for every single horse, this particular technique or this particular method. And that's why we explored lots of different solutions for lots of different issues, because no one thing is going to work 100% of the time on 100% of horses. Sometimes you might have a horse that is not responding to a particular method because it's got fears about maybe some of the tools that you're using. Sometimes you might have a horse that doesn't understand the way that you're trying to present the information to him, so you might need to present the information in a different way. Sometimes the horse might need to have the technique broken down further than the horse that we did it with yesterday. The horse that we did it with yesterday, we were able to say, oh, yep, lateral bend, hindquarter yield, job done. And the horse today goes, what's a lateral bend? And now you're asking me to do a hindquarter yield. Can't put those two things together. So maybe we need to break it down a little bit more for them. This week's is a short video, nice short and sweet video. I just wanted to put that out there. As I said, we're halfway through the Building a Citizen series or thereabouts, and I just wanted to put out there the thought process of who we need to be and what we need to do with ourselves and our own attributes to make sure that we're being a citizen for our horses. So I hope that that made sense and that you got a lot of information out of it, or got some information out of it. And I look forward to uploading another one next week, which will be back on the horse. or back with the horse, I should say, in the Building a Citizen series. And if you guys want to connect with me on social media, we've got a Tanya Kraus Horsemanship Facebook page. We've got you're obviously on the YouTube channel. We're on Instagram as Tanya Kraus Horsemanship, and our website is horsemanshipforperformance.com. So please connect with me. Let me know how you're going. If you've got any questions or any particular topics that you'd like me to cover, please send them through. We're always looking for more information, and I certainly prefer to respond to people's actual questions or actual issues that people are facing, instead of me just making up an issue, well, not making up an issue, but maybe going into the archives and thinking, oh, this happened at a clinic once, I'll talk about that. Whereas if someone sends me a topic that they're having an issue with, I like that I can hopefully upload some information that'll help you. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next week.